Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's me, Mary Jane. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please like the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. My peoples, my peeps. So, anyways, please share the video with everybody. It'll be greatly appreciated. So, we're going to just get right into it. And we're going to be talking about Southern Charm, Season 4, Episode 5. And we start off with Cameron. Cameron meets up with her mom to go shopping. And they go to an interesting place to shop. So basically, Karen goes to a voodoo store, basically, a Wicca store or white magic store, as Cameron says. Cameron, and it's not white. Is it? Are you calling it white magic because it's good magic? That's why it's white magic instead of saying black magic. It's all the same as voodoo, same type of spells that they're using, and the guy said to you it's the same spells that are in voodoo. So anyways, moving forward, we find out information about Cameron, that Cameron wanted to be a witch when she was in high school, and she dyed her hair purple. She used to go out in the woods, and she used to do spells and everything, and she really thought that she was a witch. And basically she said, even though I was this weird, strange young teenager, I still made homecoming princess or homecoming queen, basically. So Cameron picks out a doll, and she picks out a doll that, basically stands out to her, because that's what the guy that owns the place was telling her. You pick out a doll that calls to you. So basically the doll's for protection, guidance, peace, serenity, all that good stuff, basically. And so, but also Cameron is interested in having this guy make a doll of for love, basically. And basically she wants to do a spell on Shep, basically, so he can fall in love with Chelsea, because Cameron is set on Chelsea and Shep being together. That is her mission. So anyways, that was some interesting information that we learned about Cameron. So moving forward, we get to Shep and Austin. So Shep and Austin, they meet up at the basketball court, basically. And then so, Austin said, let's play the 10 or 11 or whatever. And Shep was like, no, well, let's just try 7, basically. And so basically, they're talking, and Shep is trying to get information from Austin to find out if Austin is with Chelsea and what kind of relationship Austin and Chelsea has, basically. So basically, they're playing ball. Shep is out of shape. He makes it 2 scores and that's it. And he's done. So, but basically, I believe Shep is out of shape as well. And he quit because he was winning. Shep is the type of person that's not going to lose. You know what I mean? If Austin had 2 points and Shep had 0 points, Shep would have kept playing. He would have kept playing, basically. But Shep called quits while he was up and winning, because you learn later in the episode, anytime Shep comes into contact with a doctor or talk to his mom about the basketball game, he goes, I was winning. So we know Shep is kind of narcissistic, basically, but in a good way. So anyways, basically they're having this conversation, and basically Shep asks Austin, do you like, Chelsea, and how's everything going with you and Chelsea? So basically Austin says, we're just hanging out, getting to know each other, going from this place to that place. Basically, I have a really good time with her and we have fun together. And Shep is like, I have a good time with Chelsea too, and I have fun with her also, and she is a really good person too as well. And Austin also says that Chelsea is a really good catch. She's the catch of the sea, basically. And so Shep feels the same way, and so Shep feels that Austin should have told him about him and Chelsea hanging out and having a good time together, basically. Shep feels like, when you first hung out with Chelsea and you was having a good time with her and you wanted to continue that behavior, you should have just called and let me know. Just tell me like, hey, I'm having a good time with Chelsea, so I won't be left in the dark, basically. Because Shep feels like Austin broke bro code, basically. And so I feel like 2 ways about it. Since Shep has a reputation of not being so serious with females, and plus, he wasn't trying to stay claimed to Chelsea as well, but he was trying to get to know her. and he didn't communicate these feelings with Austin at all. So Austin felt like, okay, she's coming after me. She wants to hang out with me. So maybe it is a good thing. And Shep is not the type of guy that really cares. So basically, I'm just hanging out with her. We're not having sex. Well, I don't know that. And plus, Austin doesn't know that Shep and Chelsea had sex. Because basically, that's what Shep said, that he did have sex with her or whatever. So basically, it can go either way. But like, if you're friends, you want to know, but if it's nothing serious, why not, have a conversation about it? But we also got to understand Shep wasn't around when Austin and Chelsea started to hook up or started to hang out or whatever, because Shep went to Providence, he went to Rhode Island, he went to my town, basically Newport, whatever, to a wedding. So, and then he went somewhere else after that. So basically, you could see, they both do have a valid point about their feelings, basically. So anyways, Shep is just like, so now Shep is hurt. He doesn't feel good. And so, Austin says, so after 10 minutes, you quit a game, basically. So, Austin says, like, so after 10 minutes in bed, you quit. And Shep goes, I never last 10 minutes. I can totally believe that because he's always drunk. And Shep looks like the type of person that only will satisfy his needs, basically. Once he's done, he's done. He's not going to do anything extra to make you come or whatever. That's just my opinion. But I could be totally wrong. So anyways, it is what it is. And then you get Whitney. This is a funny part too. Whitney's at the restaurant. He ordered all these extravagant things. The oysters look very good, but I don't eat seafood and I don't eat meat. So anyways, and he's meeting up with Thomas, and Thomas is 30 minutes late, basically. And so, but before Thomas walks in, the waitress comes up to Whitney, and Whitney says to the waitress, I have a friend that's a real alcoholic, and he likes his drink like this. And so once, Thomas walks in, and the waitress is looking at Thomas like, okay, this is the alcoholic. And then it's so funny. Whitney just throwing light shade and doing him, but he's doing it in a nice way. But at least he's honest. So I thought that was funny. He was like, my friend's an alcoholic. And also, Whitney says this on camera, basically. So basically, Thomas is having a conversation with Whitney, and Thomas is expressing that he lost his mojo. He's just Mr. Mom now. He doesn't feel good about himself. He said when he used to wear a pair of khaki pants to the bar, and he will own that bitch. And all the women would love him and come after him because he had a great butt or whatever, basically. But he says now he doesn't feel that way. He just feels like he has so much baggage. And yes, he does have a lot of baggage. He does have money, but he has a lot of baggage. So basically, the young women that are not on his level, basically financially or class wise, he doesn't really find them interesting, and they are only around him for the money, basically. And the women that are in his class lane is just like him. They're not interested in him because he has too much baggage, and it's and he's like a negative output to be with at this point because of all the things that Thomas has did in his life that were negative in the public eye, basically. So Thomas is just like, he just wants to meet a woman that's in his same class, basically, that would accept his baggage. And Whitney was like, what, just face it, Thomas, you got a whole lot of baggage. You got a shitloads of baggage, and it's just horrible. You can't fit it in the plane. You can't fit it. You have to, buy extra space for the plane for your baggage, basically. It's just a shitload of baggage. But basically, on another note, Thomas, Landon's interested in you. She likes you. You guys have a lot of things in common and all this other good stuff. And, Whitney is like, you need to give Landon a chance. And Thomas is like, I don't know. I think she puts up this guard up against me, basically, because of my history. So basically, Whitney is pushing Thomas towards Landon, basically. And so Thomas says he's going to give it a shot. He's going to try and see if he can maybe win Landon's love. And they are just alike, as we can tell. So basically, we get Catherine. Catherine meets up with her old friend Jennifer. Jennifer had her back last season, went to bat for her, got kicked out of Thomas' party. But basically, Catherine doesn't want to be bothered with Jennifer anymore because of, at the reunion, Thomas, gave Jennifer his handkerchief to cry, and he apologized to her. And so basically, Catherine feels like, what was going on between Thomas and Jennifer, basically. Because, Catherine's very insecure and she's very jealous. And she's immature as well. So probably in the back of her head, Catherine feels that, Jennifer was probably sleeping with Thomas, because Catherine believes everybody was trying to sleep with Thomas or get with him. But Catherine wasn't wrong when she said Landon was after Thomas. She was absolutely right. But I don't believe she's right about Jennifer, because Jennifer did go to bat for her. And Thomas did not want Jennifer around Catherine at all, because she was giving her sound advice. So basically, and plus she was meddling in their relationship. So anyways, Catherine gives Jennifer a call, and Jennifer says, hey, I'm just around the corner, I don't have the kids, let's meet up. So they meet up. Catherine has her guards up. She really doesn't want to be Jennifer's friend anymore, because in the back of her mind, she's thinking that Jennifer did something with Thomas, or Jennifer betrayed her. So basically, they have the conversation, and Catherine's like, I haven't seen Jennifer in like 7 months and all that good stuff. And basically, Catherine wants to clear the air with Jennifer and find out what's going on with her and Thomas. How did they all of a sudden have a relationship and was so friendly at the reunion? And basically, Catherine was just like, I was crying at the moment, and he handed me a handkerchief, and he apologized, and I needed consoling. I needed to be consoled. I'm not even saying it right. I needed to be held. I needed someone to console me, basically. That's what I needed at the time. And I was looking for you to console me, basically, Catherine. And Catherine was just like sitting there with a mean face, like she was sitting with the mean face at the reunion, basically. And so Catherine is not hearing it at all. And so Jennifer's like, I've been through a lot. I really needed you I really needed you in my life at the time, because we were really good friends. And I was in your situation with being pregnant, but what happened to me is my baby almost died and had to have brain surgery immediately right after I gave birth. And I needed a friend. I needed somebody to talk to. I needed you, basically, and you wasn't there. But Jennifer didn't say that, and so Catherine was like, okay, she's just trying to manipulate me, and she's just trying to use me. Basically, she's just trying to use her son's illness to try to get forgiveness and avoid the subject, basically. Catherine could have a point, but it just shows how hard you are. And it also shows that you lack capacity. You lack empathy. You lack compassion for your friend. And basically, you never really was her friend, because even if you felt that way, you should have took yourself out of the situation, just thought about the baby and said, yes, I wish I would have been there, because you was there with me to help me when I was going through my trials and tribulation with Thomas and with the kids, basically. And Jennifer was there with Catherine when she was going through all her trials and tribulations. And now when Jennifer needs a friend, Catherine is nowhere around. And now at this table, Catherine is showing that she doesn't have any empathy at all for Jennifer, basically. And she was like, what, this friendship is pretty much done. And Catherine just feels like maybe Catherine is brain damaged from the drugs that she used. You know what I mean? I don't know. But, I'm not against Catherine at all, but the way that she handled Jennifer was really heartbreaking. And it just speaks to Catherine's character, basically. From a mother to another mother, you should have had compassion at that moment and just forgot about, what happened at the reunion. And basically, Catherine did bring up that, how you going to switch from talking about your son having brain surgery and then bring up Peter and me. Bring up Thomas and I. And so it just seems like you're trying to mix emotions, basically. So Catherine could have a point, but she was really cold. And I guess that life that Thomas promised her, or she thought she was going to have with Thomas, didn't happen, and she doesn't have her kids, and she was in rehab, has made her a very cold person. And basically, she doesn't have love for the world like she used to, or think everything was going to be okay, basically. So it is what it is. So anyway, we get Landon. Landon meets up with Austin, and they go out to dinner or whatever, or lunch, and basically the topic of conversation is Shep. And basically, Austin is like, I've been hanging out with Chelsea lately, to Landon, and she's, a really cool chick, and I like her, blase and a third. But, Shep is having a problem with that because he feels like I should have told him that we were hanging out because I broke bro code basically. And so Landon goes, oh, that is just typical Shep. He wasn't interested in her a year ago when Cameron tried to hook him up with her, and all of a sudden now that you're interested, he wants to claim stake to her and he wants to be upset. Oh, typical Shep. He's so annoying basically, because at this point Landon is not feeling Shep this season right now. So anyways, and so and Austin is kind of saying, okay, yeah, pretty much, yep. And so then Landon tells Austin that, her website Rome, what she does. And she says basically she goes out to restaurants. Sometimes restaurants get nervous to serve her because they know that she's going to review them on her website, Rome or Rope. And so, and Landon says, I go out, I have dinner at these places, I order different things, whatever. And so Austin, in his confessional, Austin says, yeah, it's just an excuse for her to go out, eat, and get drunk, basically. And they both agree at the end that that's basically the case. And Austin says, yes, his job is just to go out and taste beer, and he loves it. So, Landon and Austin have a lot in common. So anyways, and then so, Landon says when that she's dating Drew or whatever, and Drew is 9 years younger than her. So Austin was like, so basically you're Kruger, basically, shit like that, basically. And so, Landon was like, oh, yeah, I guess it is what it is. But he's never been to New York, basically. And so Landon's talking about you really know a person when you travel and all that other good stuff. And so, Landon says that, in Aspen, we have this term is, it's not your girl, it's just your turn. And basically, Austin says, yeah, we say that in his town. I forgot the name of his town. She goes, oh, I hate your town. It's like a truck stop. Aspen is better. And so basically that just proves what Shep was saying about Landon when she met up with the investors that, was doing a internet promoting or doing like a dating website, and Landon was there like, I only hang out with billionaires, and Shep had to correct her to bring her down a peg. So it almost stakes claim that Shep was correct about it. You know what I mean? So anyways, it is what it is. So I was just like, okay, so these two are commiserating over Shep because of Shep is just getting on everybody's nerves. And so, Shep calls his mom or whatever and tells his mom that he's going to the doctor and all this other good stuff because he's really out of shape. And his mom should be happy. And Shep is kind of worried because his father had a heart attack around his late 30s, early 40s, or whatever. So he just wants to make sure that he's okay, basically. And so you get Craig. Craig is happy. He gets a sewing machine. He's thrilled. And basically, I feel like Craig is very talented. He has so many different skills, and we also know that Craig becomes an attorney. I did a video about Craig becoming an attorney probably Sunday, basically. So Craig has passed the bar exam, basically. He sews, he can take care of animal, he cooks, and he cooks all different types of luxurious meals and things like that. He can paint, he's good with numbers, he's good with math, he's good with business, he keeps a clean house, he's like a carpenter, he's an interior designer as well. He has so many different great qualities to him that it's just sad that no one's seeing his wonderful qualities. But I believe Naomi sees his qualities, and that's why she's sticking on, even though they're having their problems now, but they're young and they're gonna get through it, basically. So anyways, we cut to a scene where Thomas is getting drunk as usual. I believe that Jackie Christie from Basketball Wives need to be on this show because they drink like she drinks. So anyways, Thomas gets getting drunk, like Whitney said, he's an alcoholic, and he calls Landon and asks her out on a date. Basically, it is what it is. So Shep goes to the doctor's office and he lets the doctors know that he drinks like 7 to 8 to 9 drinks a day, and basically he has about 12 shots a night. So basically they're gonna do some blood work, and Shep has a challenge of not to drink for a whole week, and Shep looks like, damn, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So it is what it is. So Landon and Thomas, they go on their date, and they both order difficult drinks and difficult orders. They're basically the same class. Basically, they talk about love, marriage, and possibly having kids, possibly landing, having kids, and getting married and all that other good stuff. Then you get to Craig. Craig's at home. He's cooking. He cooks a wonderful meal for his girlfriend Naomi. And basically, Craig tells us that her parents live right down the street. He was like, it's just like everyone loves Raymond. And basically, he sets up a romantic dinner for him and Naomi. And it's basically her parents' deck that's over the water, and it goes totally wrong because Naomi just wants to make sure that Craig is doing what he's supposed to do, and she feels like Craig is taking on too many projects and he can't do it all. But basically, when you're talented and you probably have ADHD, there's a lot of things that you can do. With people that are very intellectual and very intelligent can do a lot of things at once. It's not like it's a problem. They can handle situations, they can handle things, they can do things. And basically we find out Craig can, because he's looking to buy a house and have tenants, and he became a lawyer. He passed the bar exam, and basically he builds up his talent and his knowledge. But basically Naomi's worried about it because people coming to her saying, like Cameron, you have to put Craig foot to the fire, basically make sure he does what he's supposed to do. And her parents are saying things to her as well, and plus they're on TV as well. So she was just really want to make sure that she's making the right decision and she's being supportive as she can be to Craig, but she's doing it in a way that is nagging and it's negative. So Craig says to her, you know what, you're being silly, you're being dumb by the questions that you are asking me. And so Naomi goes, apologize to me. And Craig is like, no, I didn't call you that. I said you're being that way. So Craig says, I'm done. And then we see next episode that they have an argument, basically. And we find out Craig is 28 years old. And so basically they're going to have a big argument or whatever, but we know that they're still together. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to go on in the next episode. But anyways, this was like a teaser episode that's going to lead us to a little bit more drama. So basically I hope that, Shep is healthy and he's able to control his drinking, and also I hope Catherine can find some forgiveness in her heart and try to mend fences with Jennifer, because she's going to need friends. And Jennifer was a really good friend to her as well, even though Jennifer kind of got on my nerves last season or whatever, because it felt like she was meddling too much in their business. But as you can see, Catherine needs the help. And plus, Jennifer's not a drug addict. She's a good mom. And so let's see what happens with, Cameron voodoo doll. And let's see if Craig gets in the house and he buys some property. So, and plus, Craig wants to go into business at LLC, and he wants to be a fashion designer as well. He dresses very well, and we've seen him in a fashion show as well. He's very particular about how he carries himself and how his house is. And his house is beautiful, even though it's small. And also Thomas has a beautiful house, and also Cameron has a beautiful house as well. Shep has the landscaping and the design and the architect of Shep's house is beautiful as well. So anyways, this was kind of like a similarly episode, and we find out Patricia's dog is overweight, about 4 or 5 pounds basically. So we'll see what happens. And then we also see that, Chelsea feels like it's a good thing that both of these guys are fighting over her. And I said that in my last video and review of the show, that I think she really wants Shep, but she's making him feel it. And I want to see if Shep is going to stay interested in Chelsea. So anyways, please like and subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated. And please share my videos. That'll be greatly appreciated as well. Mary Jane, I'm out. Peace, one love. My peeps, my peeps.